Talk to me.
Today, we're counting down our picks for the most head-turning, blood-curdling, and scream-inducing horror films of 2023. Warning, frights and spoilers ahead. Number 10, Knock at the Cabin. When it comes to director M. Night Shyamalan's spotty track record, you never quite know what you're in for.
Hello in there. My name's Leonard, and I'm here with some associates of mine. Can you open the door, please?
Lucky for us, Knock at the Cabin is Shyamalan's most impactful work in a long time. Powered by a knockout cast including the likes of Dave Bautista, Ben Aldridge, and Jonathan Groff. The film is as emotional as it is terrifying.
Maybe the truth is that the end was happening long before we got to this cabin. And what we're seeing now isn't the fireworks. It's just the final flickering sparks.
It's also perpetually tense. An adorable family's vacation in the woods gets turned upside down by 4 strangers, all claiming that the apocalypse is upon us.
When you say stuff like that, you sound how you sound. You just scare them. You make it less likely to believe us or cooperate.
Worse, apparently, the only way to stop the worldly destruction is if the family sacrifices one of their own. Trust us, you will hug your loved ones a little tighter after this one. Number 9, No One Will Save You. What could be more horrifying than a home invasion? Easy, have extraterrestrials do the invading. In this tense and taut survivor flick, Caitlin Dever plays Bryn, a troubled loner who must save her home from alien intruders. But due to an incident in her past, Bryn feels as if she's on her own in the dire battle, hence the ominous title. Did we mention the movie is nearly dialogue-free? Yup, and it only adds to the terror. Add in the nightmarish creature designs, palpable tension, and an A-grade outing from Dever, and you've got one of the biggest horror surprises of the year. Now lock your doors, everyone. Number 8, Skinamarink. In one of the most divisive films of the year, Skinamarink does a masterful job of recreating the fears we've all experienced as children. And impressively, it does so on a budget of merely $15,000. And forget state-of-the-art sound stages, this movie was all shot in the director's childhood home. That director, Kyle Edward Ball, clearly walks the line between fantasy and reality with this one. The movie follows a couple of kids who wake to find that their father, and so much more, has disappeared from their house. Also vanishing, the exit. While the techniques used to tell the story are new and innovative, the fear it's selling is as old as time. Number 7, Scream 6. Like a great horror movie villain, the Scream franchise refuses to die. But hey, we're not complaining, especially with the stellar requels we've been getting in the past couple of years.
You got a problem here, guy?
Helping the franchise remain fresh in this 6th installment is a change of scenery. And where better to create a bit of gritty chaos than in New York City?
Oh, I see something red.
Here we follow the surviving cast of the previous film, along with some new faces, as they once again try to evade Ghostface's murderous onslaught.
Hey!
And while we are sadly without the series' OG Scream Queen Neve Campbell this time around, we do get the welcome return of Hayden Panettiere's Kirby. Now that's something to scream about.
I take a special interest in Ghostface attacks. Kirby?
Number 6, Infinity Pool. We can all thank the horror gods for the Cronenbergs, am I right?
Oh.
Taking after his famous father, Brandon Cronenberg has been adding his own share of twisted and mind-bending body horror to the masses. His latest bit of cinematic depravity comes in the form of Infinity Pool. Starring the likes of Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth, the film follows a struggling writer on vacation in a strange country. It's not long before he finds himself thrust into some truly unsettling practices. To say things get gruesomely unhinged would be an understatement.
It's time for you to shed that disgusting larval mind of yours. and find out what kind of a creature you really are. Bring the dog.
Infinity Pool is often violent, occasionally stomach-churning, and oddly humorous. In short, it's the perfect date movie. We're kidding. Or are we?
Yeah! Jamesy!
Number 5. Huesera, the Bone Woman. Want to squirm for around 2 hours? This Spanish-language horror flick will definitely do the trick. Huesera the Bone Woman follows a pregnant woman whose journey becomes uncomfortable when she gets cursed. And that's putting it mildly. It's a movie that explores motherhood and all the pain and pleasure that comes with it. In her directorial debut, no less, Michelle Garza Severa will not only shock viewers, but present some harsh truths along the way. Yup. As with any worthy film, there's plenty of social commentary to be had.
Tú eres la que lleva años haciéndose como la que sí maduró, la que escogió el camino correcto, la vida correcta. La neta no tienes ni puta idea de lo que quieres. Y tú sí, ¿no?
But with a healthy dose of body horror added to the mix, it becomes a must-watch motherhood nightmare. Number 4. Megan.
What are you?
I've been asking myself that same question.
Even if you've never seen Megan, you've seen Megan. And we can all thank an amazing social marketing team for that. Like, what would our lives be without the Megan dance?
Megan? What are you doing?
Thankfully, this killer doll has more than just a killer ad campaign. It has a killer movie to go along with it. From the folks at Blumhouse, Megan became an instant crowd pleaser upon its release, and it's easy to see why. Not only was the titular cybernetic doll gloriously brought to life, but the film tackled artificial intelligence in some pretty interesting ways.
Experts say the preferred method is to give your child the choice. It's called the division of responsibility.
And with its tongue placed firmly in its cheek, there are plenty of thrills and kills to go around.
This is the part where you run.
Number 3. Saw X. Just when you think this franchise has run out of gas, they rev up yet another worthy outing that gets torture fans excited.
The only thing I have not provided is your anesthetic. But trust me, you will want to remain alert.
In the 10th Saw installment, the film goes back to basics in both presentation and overall production. It also serves as a great deep dive into the mind of Jigsaw himself, John Kramer. And Tobin Bell plays the architect of controlled chaos to perfection, finally giving audiences a true taste of his superb acting chops.
A year? Months, at best. I still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
As for those dastardly games, they are as intense as ever. It's all morally deranged, of course, but that's the franchise's staple, and they nailed it once again.
Now you'll work against each other. Only one can survive.
Number 2. Evil Dead Rise. Of all the limb-ripping and gut-splattering movies 2023 had to offer, Evil Dead Rise takes the cake. Although, we don't recommend you eat during this film.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
That's because it's nothing short of a gruesome, nail-biting bloodbath. Of course, there's more to it than just gore for gore's sake. There's also a masterful deconstruction of the characters at play. Just don't get too attached.
Ellie?
Plus, it nods nicely to the long-running supernatural horror franchise, while still doing its own thing.
This horror will not stop until innocence is destroyed. Until evil.
Yes, Evil Dead Rise stands as a real treat for horror connoisseurs. We would say you should eat it up, but we stand by the no food thing. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. The Boogeyman will make you check under your bed for weeks after. The Outwaters. Found footage horror done unsettlingly right. The Blackening, a horror comedy that subverts the genre beautifully.
What black women gotta save everyone all the damn time?
Thanksgiving, a wonderful grindhouse-style feast for horror fans. Number 1, Talk to Me.
I let you in.
I let you in.
In their feature directorial debut, brothers Danny and Michael Philippou leave a scarring impression, one that will ruin more than a few good nights of sleep. What could have simply been another exercise in cheap jump scare cinema instead becomes a deeply affecting creep fest.
Light the candle to open the door, blow it out to close it.
Thanks to an embalmed hand, an unwitting Mia unleashes some truly spine-tingling supernatural forces. The Philippou brothers use plenty of practical effects and clever camera work here, creating some genuinely chilling images. The filmmakers also deserve credit for not glamorizing the mental health themes at play. For the best horror film of 2023, do yourself a favor and reach out for Talk to Me.
Just say it.
I'll let you in.
What horror movie had you trembling with delight this year? Let us know in the comments.
Out of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips.